What's up guys, you got Crave here, and I just wanted to share some of my picks for this Black Friday or autumn game sales. It's a bit late, but remember that the December holidays are also coming up fast, so there's another opportunity right around the corner to pick up games on the cheap. So with that, let's get started. The recent Tomb Raider game serves as an origin story for Lara Croft. They're quite fun experiences with the usual tomb raiding and gun or stealth play involved. You can use a variety of weapons and tools to help you take out the baddies. You can even upgrade skills to help you become a stronger character. The tombs, well, they're a mixture of easy and difficult ones, and if you've played Uncharted, you will notice the similarities. The graphical upgrade from the older Tomb Raider games is quite noticeable, but it's really the narrative that shines in these games. The progression from the 2013 to the 2015 Lara Croft game is a very much well done. It's pretty much well done work, and it really just shows how Lara has grown up and grown out of her father's shadow. I was waiting a while for Battlefield 1's price to go really low, and I guess its current price or its current discounted price is now acceptable for me. I never really intended to get into the multiplayer side of it, so the campaign was all that I wanted to pay for. And yeah, I guess it's typical behavior on my part, and I'll probably do the same for Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, for this game, Battlefield 1, it's a very good looking game, and it has a very solid gameplay to go along with it. There are multiple modes that you can take on in the single player campaign, and this is done via a series of war stories which basically takes you to different places of the world. So what happens here is that you're going to be seeing a map of where the World War was happening at the time, and you can basically choose the area where you want to take the single player campaign on. It's the typical boots on the ground combat is there, and it basically also allows you to become this heavily armored ground trooper. You're also allowed to ride an armor and basically also go up in the skies and participate in dogfights. Overall, I'm very happy with the purchase. The recent Origins game left me wondering if there was anything else Creed-like or Creed-related for me to do while waiting for the paid DLCs for Origins. With the sale, I decided to go for this one. Unity, even on sale, is a gamble. I heard it was a mess when it first came out on the PC, but it's good to know that basically with all the patches, it works fine now. Unity is a fun Assassin's Creed game with, it of course involves the usual assassinations, investigations, and character upgrades. The setting of Unity is in Paris during the revolutionary period and follows the story of Arno, where he tries to, I guess I would say, understand what's really going on in Paris, what's really fueling the revolutionary movement. The city is well done, and it's still a very beautiful looking game in spite of its age. I think it's about 3 or 4 years old. When you are unable to quietly take down targets, and this is the part that's a little bit difficult in the game, is that you have to engage in combat that is pretty brutal. It's really easy to get taken down when you're not timing parries and dodges correctly. What can I say about The Witcher 3? It's personally the pinnacle of open world RPG genre and perhaps gaming in general. It's a patiently and beautifully handcrafted piece of work from CD Projekt Red. Now, the main game and its expansions follow Geralt. He's a monster slayer for hire, and as he rids the world of its troubles. Of course, Geralt also has his own very personal story here. The main stories and for the base game and for the expansions are compelling, and it's really the narrative that draws you in. Even if you choose to wander and go do the side quests, they don't feel like the usual useless filler content in other games. Each side mission has a story that keeps you interested. Now, if you go for the paid expansions, they don't really feel like paid expansions. It's like their own base games, and being more evident in the second expansion, which is Blood and Wine. You get so much value from Witcher 3, from the characters you encounter, the investigations you do, the gameplay, character customization. There's a lot for this game. There's a lot going on in this game and the expansions it has to offer. It was a very controversial game when it first came out, or even before it came out. Square Enix was obviously trying to milk gamers even before they launched the game. The backlash may have hurt the sales of what is really a good game and sequel to Human Revolutions. Mankind Divided is a first-person stealth slash shooter game that follows the story of Adam Jensen. Now, Adam lives in a time where people can get augmented mechanically to get around basically, well, it started with disabilities, but it also turned out to be able to enhance one's abilities. There is a divide between those people who are augmented and those who prefer to remain pure. And this is where Adam gets thrown into, or this is the world that Adam gets thrown into. As he goes about his business, he investigates and gets into more conversations with many different characters as he tries to uncover the hidden figures manipulating the world's events. Most of the game can be completed without killing anyone. Boss fights have improved over the first game to the point that there's always a different way of handling them. You don't even have to shoot some bosses. Sometimes you can execute certain mechanics in the game where you can sort of bypass the boss. This is a very welcome improvement over the first game. While the game as a whole, admittingly, the game as a whole can feel a bit enclosed or limiting in terms of where you can navigate, Deus Ex is still a fun game. It's worth your time, especially if you finished Human Revolutions. And there you have it. Those are my suggestions or recommendations for the recent games that you can actually pick up while they're on sale. And if you happen to still want to think about things, remember, as I mentioned at the start of this video, there's always another sale coming up this December. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a bunch of sales, so you can always just pick up the games that you thought were interesting but missed during this recent autumn or Black Friday sale. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.